Good morning friends. So last class we discussed about the root locus construction rules. Now we will go for the problems. So the given g of s is equal to k by s into s plus 2 into s plus 4. Sketch the root locus and also determine the k value when zeta equal to 0.5. That is nothing but damping ratio of closed loop system is 0.5. So sketch the root locus when zeta equal to zeta equal to 0.5 radians per second. Now go for first of all we just first rule. So how many poles are there? So number of poles p equal to 3, that is equal to s equal to 0, s plus 2 equal to 0, that is equal to s equal to minus 2, s plus 3 equal to 0, s plus 4 equal to 0, that implies s equal to minus 4. So total number of poles equal to 3. So s equal to 0, s equal to minus 2, s equal to minus 4, and total number of zeros equal to 0. There is no zeros in the given problem. So therefore p minus z equal to 3. And coming to the second rule, how many root locus branches are existing? Root locus branches equal to p, where p greater than z, so that is equal to 3. So root locus branch existing in the system is nothing but maximum number of poles are zeros. In the given system, number of poles are more than the number of zeros. That's why root locus branch is equal to number of poles, that is equal to 3. And third one is number of root locus branch existing, that is nothing but root locus axis. So take the S plane. So that is, this is j omega axis, this is real axis. So now put the locations of poles s equal to 0, s equal to minus 2, and s equal to minus 4. And this is the minus infinity value, minus sigma. So take the point on s equal to 0. So before this one, at the right side of the s equal to 0, there is no poles and zeros. So that's why there is no branch existing in the right side of the s plane. Now coming to the s equal to minus 2. So before this one, only one pole is there. So in the right side of this pole is nothing but only one pole is there, that is s equal to 0. So that's why the one is the odd number. A branch is existing. So tick mark a dark shade. And coming to the s equal to minus 4, before that one, two poles are there. So the two poles are is nothing but even number. There is no branch existing between minus 2 and minus 4. Now taking as minus infinity as another pole. So before that one, three poles are there. That's why here another branch is existing. Therefore root locus branch existing. So this is root locus and this is root locus. There is no root locus. Root locus, there is no root. So exist between s equal to 0 and s equal to minus 2, and also s equal to minus 4 and s equal to minus infinity. Does not existing between s equal to minus 2 and s equal to minus 4. So this is the third one. And fourth one, so angle of asymptotes. So angle of asymptotes equal to plus or minus 180 degrees into 2q plus 1 divided by p minus z, where q is equal to 0, 1, 2. So that is q equal to 0, theta equal to plus or minus 180 degrees into. So q place in terms of 0, that is 0 plus 1 divided by 3, that is equal to plus or minus 60 degrees. Now in place of q, put q equal to 1. So theta equal to plus or minus 180 degrees. So 2 into 1 plus 1 divided by 3, that is equal to plus or minus 180 degrees. In similar manner, q equal to 2, theta equal to plus or minus 180 degrees into 3. So 2 into 1 plus 1 divided by 3, that is equal to plus or minus 300 degrees. So angle of asymptotes maybe 60 degrees, plus or minus 60 degrees, plus or minus 180 degrees, and plus or minus 300 degrees. Now go for the centroid. Go for the centroid. Centroid is nothing but sum of real parts of poles minus sum of real parts of zeros divided by P minus Z. Sum of real parts of poles minus sum of real parts of zeros divided by P minus Z. So now, so add the all poles, that is S equal to minus 0, 0, minus 2, minus 4, minus of 0, there is no zeros, by 3. So minus 6 by 3, that is equal to minus 2. Oh, confused. Okay. So centroid equal to, so minus 6 by 3, that is equal to minus 2. Centroid equal to minus 2. Now coming to the next one, breakaway point. So take the characteristic equation 1 plus g of s h of s equal to 0. So that implies, so given open loop transfer function g of s is equal to 1 plus, for a unity feedback, k by s into s plus 2 into s plus 4. That implies s into s plus 2 into s plus 4 plus k equal to 0. So that equal to s cube plus 6s square plus 8s plus k equal to 0. Now k equal to, in terms of k equal to, in terms of f of s, that is equal to k equal to minus s cube minus 6s square minus 8s. So now dk by ds derivative with respect to the s, that is equal to minus 3s square minus 12s minus 8 equal to 0. So that implies 3s square plus 12s plus 8 equal to 0. So to calculate the roots of for this polynomial, s equal to, so minus 0.85 and s equal to minus 1.54, sorry, 3.54, 0.84 and 3.15, 0.85 minus 3.15. So now, so these two are the breakaway points, but so which one is valid and which one is not valid? To calculate the actual breakaway point, put this s value in this k. So k at s equal to minus 0.85. So that is minus 0.85 cube minus 6 into minus 0.85 square minus 8 into minus 0.85. The value of k equal to, so 3.15. Sorry. 3.012, that is the positive value. So coming to the next one, put s equal to minus 3.15, the k equal to, s equal to minus 3.15, the value is nothing but, so minus s cube, sorry, minus s cube is nothing but minus 3.15 cube minus 6 into minus 3.15 square minus 8 into minus 3.15, the value is minus 3.012. This is negative value. So among these two values, minus 0.85, minus 3.15, so k value is positive coming the, so minus 0.85 and k value is negative for minus 3.15. That's why, so it is the valid breakaway point and it is not a valid breakaway point. So therefore breakaway point equal to minus 0.85, minus 0.85. And next one is angle of departure and angle of arrival. For this particular problem, so there is no complex poles and complex zeros. Here only negative real poles. That's why, so there is no need of calculation of angle of departure and angle of arrival for this problem. And next one is, so intersection point with imaginary axis. So intersection point with imaginary axis. So that is the characteristic equation equal to s cube plus 6s square plus 8s plus k equal to 0. Put s equal to j omega. So that is equal to j omega cube plus 6 j omega square plus 8 j omega plus k equal to 0. So that is nothing but minus j omega cube minus 6 omega square plus 8 j omega plus k equal to 0. Separate the real parts and imaginary part and then equating to 0. So that is equal to minus j omega cube plus 8 j omega equal to 0. These are the imaginary parts. Coming to the real parts, minus 6 omega square plus k equal to 0. Therefore k is equal to 6 omega square. And here j omega cube is equal to 8 j omega. So omega square equal to 8. Omega square equal to 8. Omega equal to root of 8 plus or minus root 8. So omega equal to plus or minus root 8, that is nothing but 2 plus or minus 2.801 radians per second square. So this is the intersection point on imaginary axis. Whenever, so the intersection point on imaginary axis is valid only when k value is positive. So already we know that k is equal to 6 omega square, but omega square is 8, so that is nothing but 8 into 6, that is 48. So this is the positive value. So k value is positive, that's why. So this intersection point with imaginary axis is valid. So now totally draw the root locus diagram. So take the S-plane clearly now. So this is sigma and this is minus sigma. So S equal to 0, S equal to minus 2, S equal to minus 4, right? So this is branch is there and here branch is there. So centroid equal to sigma equal to minus 2. From this centroid we have to draw the asymptotes. Put the, so put right in this one and take the exact 60 degrees. Why? Because plus or minus 60 degrees, this one. So like this. And S equal and theta equal to 300 degrees, that is nothing but minus r plus 60 degrees, and 180 degrees is nothing but this one. So now identify the breakaway point, that is minus 0.85. Breakaway point is equal to minus 0.85. So from and so this is J1, J2 and this is J3, and now this is the J2.801. Similar manner J1, J2, sorry, minus J1, minus J2, minus J3, and this is minus J2.801. So this is the intersection point, intersection point on imaginary axis, and this is also. Now combining these 3 points like this, and it will goes to infinity. So similar manner, root locus starts at pole and ending at infinity. So these are the asymptotes. So ending at infinity. So and suppose root locus starts poles and end at 0. There is no zeros. That's why root locus starts poles and ending at infinity. This is the root locus diagram. Now extra one, calculating the k value when zeta equal to. Calculating the k value when zeta equal to 0.5. So cos zeta, so that is 60 degrees. Now take the origin. So from this put 60 degrees and it will touches the root locus diagram at P. At P. So OP is the straight line. So you can consider as length L1. And similar manner from S is equal to minus 2, take a straight line to P. This is L2. And minus 4, this is L3. So now k equal to, so last rule, ninth rule of root locus diagram. So k equal to vector length from all poles to the point P. divided by vector length from all zeros to the point P. There is no zeros. That's why in denominator 1 and this one L1, L2, L3. Now calculate L1. So this is similarly, suppose in graphical 2.8 or something, taking scale value. So your original scale value, that is suppose I am taking 0.5. So 2.8 into 0.5, this is 1 point something, 1.4 meters. And L2, so this is 3. 2.6, 3.4. So this is 2.6, 1.3, 3.8 into scale, 3.4, 7 centimeters. On last L3 equal to 7 centimeters. That is 7 into scale. So scale is nothing but I am taking 0.5. So 7 into 0.5. So 3.5 and 3.6. 3.6 into 0.5. So 1.8. Now calculating K value, K is equal to 1.3, 1.8, 3.5 divided by 1, approximately equal to 8 meters. K equal to 8 meters, otherwise 8. K equal to 8. So like this we have to construct the root locus diagram for a given open loop transfer function K equal to, G of S equal to K by S into S plus 2, S plus 4, and find the K value like this. So similar manner, another problem. The given open loop transfer function G of S is equal to K by S into S square plus 4S plus 13. Sketch the root locus diagram. So now as usual, the first rule is nothing but, so number of poles, so S equal to 0. And S square plus 4S plus 13 equal to 0. Now find out the roots of this one. S is equal to minus 2 plus or minus J3. So that is nothing but minus 2 plus J3, minus 2 minus J3. So that's why S equal to 0. S equal to minus 2 plus J3. S equal to minus 2 minus J3. That is nothing but number of poles equal to 3. And number of zeros, there is no zeros in the nominator of the given open loop transfer function, that is 0. So P minus Z equal to 3. And second one is number of root locus branches. Number of root locus branches always it is number of poles. Maximum number of poles are zeros. Here maximum number of poles is there. Zeros is 0. That's why. So that is P greater than Z. So number of branches equal to 3. So on third one, out of these 3 root locus branches, how many branches are original existing? So that's why taking a small S plane. So put all these values, S equal to 0 here and S equal to minus 2. That is nothing but, so minus 2 plus J3. So this is minus J3. So this is minus 2 plus J3 pole and this is minus 2 minus J3 pole. So now identify the root locus branches existing or not. So whenever complex poles are existing, so by calculating the root locus branch existing, these 2 complex poles are not considering, only you are taking real poles, real negative poles only. So I put S equal to G, put my pen on S equal to 0. So before this one there is no poles, that's why there is no root locus branch existing right side of the S plane. Now coming to, minus infinity another pole is there, so there is nothing, only one pole is before that one. Total root locus branch is existing between S equal to 0 to S equal to minus infinity. So root locus branch existing complete in between S equal to 0 to and S equal to minus infinity for this problem. Why? Because the complex poles are not considering, that's why only one pole is there. So that's why total negative real axis is complete branch. The root locus branch is existing. And next one, find out the as usual asymptotes. Plus or minus 180 degrees into 2q plus 1 divided by p minus z, where q is equal to 0, 1, 2 and p minus z minus 1 as usual. So if q equal to 0 as usual, theta equal to plus or minus 180 degrees into 2 into 0 by 1 by 3, that is equal to plus or minus 60 degrees. Q equal to 1 as usual you have to calculating. So this is plus or minus 180 degrees and q equal to 2 plus or minus 300 degrees already calculated before problem. So theta equal to, so angle of asymptotes again plus or minus 60 degrees, plus or minus 180 degrees, plus or minus 300 degrees. If p minus z equal to 3, always these are asymptotes will be coming. Suppose p minus z equal to 2, 90 degrees, 270 degrees will coming. P minus z is equal to 4, 45 degrees, 135 degrees, 225 degrees, like this 4 asymptotes will be coming. And last and the fifth one, centroid. Centroid is equal to sigma of real parts of poles minus real parts of zeros divided by p minus z. So now, so 0 minus 2 0 divided by 3 minus 4 by 3 is the centroid. That implies 4 by minus 4 by 3 means 1.33. Minus 1.33. Next one, as usual, breakaway point. So sixth one, breakaway point. So take the characteristic equation 1 plus g of s h of s equal to 0. So that is equal to CE equal to 1 plus g of s h of s equal to 0. So that implies 1 plus k by s into s square plus 4s plus 13 equal to 0. So take s into s square plus 4s plus 13 plus k equal to 0. That implies s cube plus 4s square plus 13s plus k equal to 0. Now take k as a function of s, that is equal to k equal to minus s cube minus 4s square minus 13s. Now differentiate with respect to s and equating to 0. So minus 3s square minus 8s minus 13 equal to 0, that is 3s square plus 8s plus 13 equal to 0. Now determine the roots of this polynomial equation. S equal to minus 1.3 plus or minus j 1.6 minus 1.3 plus or minus j 1.6. So it is a complex number. That's why put in this complex number in this k value, always we are getting negative real values. So k s equal to minus 1.3 plus or minus j 1.6, always you are getting negative real values. That's why these two are not breakaway points, or neither breakaway points nor so breaking points. So next one is intersection point on imaginary axis. So intersection point on imaginary axis, that is CE is equal to 1 plus g of s h of s equal to 0, that is equal to s cube plus 4s square plus 13s plus k equal to 0. So s cube plus 4s square plus 13s plus k equal to 0. Put s is equal to j omega. That is, so j omega cube plus 4 j omega square plus 13 j omega plus k equal to 0. So separating the real parts and imaginary parts and then equating to 0. So we are getting the omega value and k value. So minus j omega cube minus 4 omega square plus 13 j omega plus k equal to 0. Now real parts. So minus 4 omega square plus k equal to 0. So k is equal to 4 omega square. J omega cube equal to minus j omega cube plus 13 j omega equal to 0. That is omega cube is equal to 13 omega square is equal to 13. Therefore omega equal to root 13. So omega value equal to root 13. Now k value is equal to 4 omega square, 4 into 13. So this is a positive value, and omega value equal to so plus or minus 3.6 radians, per second, and it is a valid point, because of k equal to 52, that is the so positive value. right? And another one is, and last one is, we have to calculate the angle of departure and angle of arrival. Before problem, there is no angle of departure and angle of arrival because of on that problem there is no complex poles and complex zeros. But coming to this problem, complex poles are appearing. That's why we have to calculate in the angle of departure pi d. So now angle of departure. So take the S plane, and this is S equal to 0, S equal to -2 plus J3, S equal to -2 minus J3. Now I have to calculate the angle of departure. So take a straight lines from the 0. So from every pole I am calculating pi d. So pi d of -2 plus J3 equal to 180 degrees minus sum of poles minus sum of zeros, angles. So here there is no zeros, that's why 180 degrees minus sum of poles is nothing but, so from this pole, so this is the theta 1 and this is theta 2. Theta 2 is always 90 degrees. So theta 1 plus theta 2, you have to calculating theta 1 plus theta 2, that is the angle of departure of -2 plus J3. So we have calculating the theta 1, theta 2 already 90 degrees because of parallel to that pole. This pole and this pole is always so parallel, that is 90 degrees exactly. Theta 2 is equal to 90 degrees. Now calculating the theta 1. Calculating theta 1. So theta 1 equal to 180 degrees minus tan inverse of, because this total is 180 degrees. Now we have to calculate theta 1 is nothing but 180 degrees minus this angle. This angle is nothing but tan inverse of opposite to value by adjacent value. This is 2, then this is 3, that is 3 by 2. So this value is theta 1 is equal to 127.31, I think 127 point. So 123.69 degrees, and theta 2 is always 90 degrees. Therefore angle of departure of -2 plus J3 equal to 180 degrees minus of 123.69 plus 90 degrees. This value is minus 33.63 degrees. So angle of departure for a pole -2 plus J3 equal to minus 33.63. Now angle of departure of this pole -2 minus J3 is, so negative sign of this one, pi d of -2 plus J3, that is equal to plus 33.63 degrees. Angle of departure of this pole is minus 33.63, but angle of departure of this pole -2 is, so negative sign of this angle, that is plus 33.63. Now draw the root locus diagram. Draw the root locus diagram. Take a S plane as usual. So j omega axis, so minus j omega axis, negative real part, S equal to 0. So total one is a, so root locus branch, and S equal to -2 plus J3, S equal to -2 minus J3, and this is minus J3, and this is plus J3. So now, so there is no breakaway point. So here on, there is no breakaway point in the real axis, is nothing but the breakaway point is existing on the complex poles. So that is nothing but, so put protractor in this one and take a, so angle of departure 33.63. So like this, put a protractor in this and take a angle minus 33.63 degrees. So first of all, centroid is minus 1.33, and take asymptotes, that is so this is plus or minus 60 degrees, minus or plus 60 degrees. So now the root locus diagram will like this, flowing like this. So intersection point on imaginary axis, so 3.06. So that's why plus j 3.06. Similar manner, put a protractor on this one and take a angle plus 33.63, and here this is minus j 3.6 intersection point, Now the root locus diagram will be like this. So there is no breakaway point existing on the real axis, is nothing but breakaway point existing on the complex force. So minus 2 plus J3 or minus 2 minus J3. Like this, you have to draw the root locus diagram. So to see these videos, please subscribe DBS Talks on YouTube channel. Thank you.